What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Robin, the Tim Drake version, the Amazon exclusive figure. And so here we have Robin posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories. Robin does come with two different accessories. We do get his bow staff, which does look really nice. And then we do get a singular Bertarang. He does, of course, come with the McFarlane display stand, but other than that, Robin here doesn't come with anything else. So with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Robin. And so here we have a closer look at Robin. Now, in case you guys don't know, this is the Tim Drake version of Robin, and I really do like what McFarlane did with this figure. Originally, when I saw promotional images, I wasn't a fan of the design. I thought the proportions were all wrong. I thought the head was terrible. Having him in hand, it's completely different. He is miles above what the promotional images showed, and yeah, he still has some issues which we'll go over, but for the most part, not every issue that we saw with the promotional images fell on the actual figure. The actual figure is very well done. I really do like it. There are some things that could be improved on, but for the most part, I really do like it. For starters, the head, I really wasn't a fan of the head. In fact, I was ready to head swap this with the Red Robin head sculpt. Having it in hand, I'm really happy with this head sculpt. It looks really good. I would have preferred more hair in his face, but it is a really good likeness to Tim Drake, and they did a really good job capturing the look of his Robin, which looks really good. I like the way the hair is. It's kind of spiked out, which is something that I think Tim Drake would do. It's a very nice feature on this figure. It does look nice. I especially love the mask that they went with. It really does scream Tim Drake. As far as the rest of his costume goes, it's a classic Tim Drake costume. A lot of people grew up with Tim Drake as Robin. I grew up with Dick Grayson as Robin, but yeah, I can still respect the people that like Tim Drake. He's a really good character. Really do like his cape, although you can see the edging right here. It's not the best that we've seen McFarlane do. It's kind of shoddy and kind of rough at the edges where the yellow meets the black, and it could have been done much better. Like even on the back, you can see all those wavy lines. Not really the best, but on the back, it's a really nice cape sculpt, and it does have the scallops on it like you would expect. Really do like that, and the inside of the cape is done in yellow, and it's a really bright, vibrant yellow. A little on the green side, but it's still really nice. As far as his costume goes, I love the details that they put in Robin's costume. It's such a plain costume, if we're being honest, but they actually did make it look good, and they added all these nice little armor plating just to give it some style. I like the R. The little clips right here in the front look good. You can see he does have a sleeve right here, but then we have what appears to be bare arms. I'm going to predict this right now. They're going to reissue this figure with the red and green color scheme, because that is a sleeve, and it's not his arm isn't textured like the rest of his costume. So this is going to be flesh tone on the next release. The sleeve is going to be green, his gloves are going to be green, his tights are going to be green. So yeah, I do fully expect them to reuse this particular sculpt for either green and red Tim Drake or Dick Grayson Robin. So yeah, that is something that I do fully expect, and you can see he does have these really nice gloves right here. They are sculpted fantastically. Really do like the detailing in them. His belt does have some really nice details, although it is made of a really cheap plastic, yellow plastic. I think I said plastic like twice in that statement, but yeah, it's really cheap looking. Not at all what we've seen from McFarlane in the past, so I'm a little disappointed with that. But yeah, he does have his belt, his utility belt with all the pouches. Something I did notice is that his trunks are armor plated. You can see he has armor plating on his backside for some reason, but not in his front. Kind of strange. Why would you pad the backside of your armor but leave your crotch exposed? I don't know. His legs are also textured, even though you really can't see it. It's a fine texture, not at all like the arms that have no texture. This has a very, very subtle texture to it, which leads me to believe that this will be made into the green and red costume, or if it's just going to be a Dick Grayson Robin, we'll just have to wait and see. Really do like those boots. I like the armor plating right here in the front. Those clips look really good. And then we go on to his shoes, where he's kind of wearing ninja shoes. You can see right there. Tim Drake is sporting some ninja shoes. So overall, really do like this character. And like I said, the proportions look a little bit better than what we saw in the promotional images. In the promotional images, his chest was like really wide, but here it looks natural. I do like it, and I guess you can chalk it up to the armor plating, making him look a little bit bigger. But yeah, overall, really happy with this figure. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed and compare to other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Tim Drake posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Tim Drake posed next to a WWE Elite Skill figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Tim Drake posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And for one final comparison, here we do have Tim Drake's Robin posed next to Tim Drake's Red Robin costume. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Tim Drake's articulation. Now, Tim Drake is sporting a double ball joint in the head, which does let him look up to about right there. He can look down to about right there. He can tilt his head side to side, which gets a really nice head tilt. It is a little bit stiff on mine, but once you get it moving, it moves just fine. It does turn left and right, no problem. Arms are on ball sockets, so they do go all the way around. Really like that, up and down, forward and back. They do hinge out to the side, which is really good. Go all the way around, a little bit hindered by his cape. It's not the softest material, but it's also soft enough to get out of the way, so I do like that. We have a rotation at the sleeve, which is a little strange, which makes me believe that that is going to be the next regular release for Robin. We have a double bend here at the elbow, giving us some really nice range. Then we do have a ball hinge here at the wrist, which does go in and out, and we can rotate that to have up and down hinge, and then rotates on that pin. This is probably my least favorite piece of articulation for Tim Drake. Now, he does have a ball joint in the torso, which does let him lean back, and even at the waist you can see he leans back really nicely, can move side to side nicely, and rotates very well. But as far as forward crunch, that's as good as you get. The armor plating is very heavily sculpted that you really don't get too much range out of that, and it is a little bit unfortunate because Robin is supposed to be a very acrobatic character. Legs do kick forward to about right there. Let's see, they do kick a little bit higher if you really can push it. They go to the back really nicely, out to the side, full on splits. Then we do have a slight rotation here at the thigh. We have a double bend at the knee, going really nice, and I do like that. No boot swivel, but we do have rotation here at the ankle. A hinge which goes back and forward, forward facing pin for rocker ankle, and then of course a generous toe hinge. So overall, Robin here has some pretty good articulation. Some spots could be better than others, but overall his articulation is acceptable. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed and pose for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the McFarlane Toys Amazon exclusive DC Multiverse Tim Drake pose for my final thoughts, and overall I really do like the way this figure came out. Like I said, originally when I saw this figure I really wasn't a fan of it. I thought the proportions were all wrong, the head looked really strange to me, and everything about this figure was wrong. But I decided to give it a chance and pre-order it, and when it arrived at my door and I saw it in the packaging, it actually looked much better in hand, and those promotional images did not do it any justice. Now don't get me wrong, he still has some issues like the sleeves and the bare arms that are obviously bare arms, but they're just cast in red. Yeah, this screams that it's going to be reused for another Robin either really soon or down the road, just like they did with the Martian Manhunter figures. I do see that as a 100% possibility happening. But like I said, this figure is a really good Robin figure. I really do like it, and I know a lot of people have attachment to Tim Drake as Robin, which that's perfectly fine. Tim Drake was a really good Robin, and I really do like his costume. It's just that I grew up watching the Batman animated series Robin, and that was Dick Grayson, and I have more of an attachment to Dick Grayson than I do with Tim Drake. Not taking anything away from this figure. The cape could be painted a little bit better. The face is much better in person than those promotional images. So overall, yeah, I 100% recommend Tim Drake if you can get him. Now, like I said, he is an Amazon exclusive figure, so the only way you're going to get him is to order him off Amazon. Now, that is kind of tricky because he is going up and down on Amazon's website. Some days he's going to be available, some days he's not. You just really got to test your luck, and hopefully you can get him on a day that he's up. He is going to run you about $19.99, which is your standard McFarlane price, which I'm really happy McFarlane is still able to give us these great figures for the same price as they did 2 years ago. We know some companies aren't doing that, but yeah, Tim Drake here is a really nice addition to my collection, and if you're a fan of Tim Drake, which I know a lot of people are, definitely add this figure to your collection. I think he's a much better character than the Red Robin character. I think Robin is where Tim Drake should always be, but that's just my honest opinion. He's a really great Robin, to be quite honest. With that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at them. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.